All right. We are live with
What's
Robot
going
Nature.
on?
This is a surprise live stream, you guys.
Surprise. This is impromptu. I mean, pretty much it's all about that spontaneity right there. You got a link for that? Maybe I could share it for the people.
Yes, I'm going to put this in the chat here. You share it with your people. I'm going to put it in Telegram, and we're going to
You
get the
put it
word out about
in the
this.
Zoom chat. Alrighty. We can
Yeah,
handle
we
that.
this is I mean, we've only got an hour and 43 minutes left to go on the Robot Nature Take the Big Love auction on
But
ghostmarket.io.
are you
And all you have
serious?
to do is just go to the homepage of ghostmarket.io. It's right there, the hot bids.
Hot bids. It's on Ghost Market right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I haven't checked in the last 5 minutes, but I mean, it is the hot bid, man.
Okay. That's good to
Yep,
know.
there it is. That's right there on the homepage. Robot Nature. That is some awesome art. Same art you got behind you right there.
Yep. We wanted to make sure that we created a party for this last interview. This song itself is a big celebration. It's Take the Big Love. It's all about celebration, and this our album art you can see is like a big, beautiful celebration party scene with the robots performing in the background, and some of us featured in the artwork right here, and the crowd as well. It's a kind of a meta, multi-dimensional kind of situation. Because really, the robots are actually the band from the future that are performing back there, and we're just here in the present. We don't even know that we're the robots yet.
I
So,
love it. That is so awesome. It,
yeah, so you can see
and you were saying,
Richie right
oh, sorry.
there. Richie loves cards. You can see him right. I don't know, I'm like, there it is. My finger. There it is. You can see Richie right there playing some cards. You know, he's a big time poker player as well as our
Are you
keyboard
really? I did
player.
not know that.
Yeah, yeah. I've been playing since I was young, almost as long as I've been playing the piano.
And then I don't
Wow.
know if you have you heard of the band the Mowgli's?
I have
That
not.
looked like I thought that was Mowgli.
That's Mikey Mowgli, right
I thought
there.
so.
There
I
he
was
is.
Oh,
wondering
wow.
that. I was like, that's gotta be Mikey.
And then I guess that's me right there with the violin.
It's got to be you with the violin, that's for sure.
And then we got our
That's nice.
friend right there, Chris Jackson, right behind the card deck. That's Chris with the hat on.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Chris.
And
Definitely
then and
Jackson.
then Jesse's back there. I'm like, oh, there's Jesse, right there. There he is.
Nice.
And Rita's right there. Rita's right between Mowgli and Jesse. So we got the family. We got the whole family in this thing.
Awesome. So Rita's the artist, right? Rita Lux, you
Rita's
were
the
saying?
artist, and I believe that's her in there as well. So
Awesome. So it's like even better than signed, right? She made an appearance in there.
yep,
That is
yep.
awesome.
She made it. She made it to the show.
Excellent.
Yeah. Speaking of shows, man, let's talk about that NFT one more time. I know we did about a week ago, but let's tell everyone what is in this because it is so incredible. I'm going to click on it right here, and I know that we've had some bids on this, and it started off at 111 SOL, but now we're up to 2711, and I'm sorry that number is just not that cool, but I tried. And Negan, if you're out there, if you're listening, I'm not a very big Walking Dead fan, just so you know. And I don't want to insult anyone. I probably could.
We actually love Negan because Negan is clearly showing some love for the robots right now. So I want to give a shout out to you, Negan, out there for being a part of this.
And
Whoever
That's
you
right.
are,
And I just want to taunt
wherever
you,
you are.
Negan.
I love Walking Dead, Negan. So there you go.
Jesse's got a conflict of interest here because he's actually in competition with Negan. So I
That's
can
right.
understand the competitive spirit. But as on the other side of things, we are flattered by everyone who's bidding, including you, Jesse, and Negan out there. So thank
Well,
you guys.
thank you. That is very kind of you, and I am actually really excited about this because what do we got here?
Talk to
Now
me,
this is a
Richie.
one of
What do
one,
we
one
got?
of one, right? That's what's so crucial about this, right? Only one person can own this, and it's a music/video NFT bundle. You get the original master recording, and have you even released this song yet?
Nope. So that's actually what makes it really extra exclusive. Is like it's the whoever gets this is the first person to really have the song and really hear the song, other than if you're at a live show or anything like that. But no one's actually heard this recording yet at all.
Wow.
We put out some teasers. I put out like a little 10-15 second teaser of it last week as part of our NFT promotion, but no one at all has actually heard this full recording yet, except for people behind the scenes involved with the production. So this will be the first time anyone outside of our Robot Nature team has actually heard this recording.
Wow. Well, the part that you did release is, it's very catchy. It's definitely like an earworm. I mean, it's once you hear it, you definitely, get it like stuck in your head because it's so catchy. And I mean, I really think this could be a hit, man. This is pretty incredible.
We got a good feeling about this song, and we've gotten a lot of positive impact from performing it at shows. And when we were in production, we had some meetings with some people in the business that heard early versions of the song, that heard even acoustic versions of the song when I was playing on the guitar. That said that they're feeling that there's some kind of hit potential here. So to own
Yeah,
this first before everybody else is definitely a special thing. So we're happy that there's some hunger to have it.
absolutely. Yeah. And now let's talk about the video. We did talk about that before, but I mean, this is a 4K video live at the
Okay.
Troubadour. But
Yep.
what makes it special? Tell the audience.
Well, let me
Ricky.
just throw one thing in there about the
Yeah,
Take it
yeah.
away.
Troubadour. I don't know if you knew this, but if you happen to watch the Grammys, the Troubadour, like a few other clubs around the nation, got a feature at the Grammys, and they
Really?
did Grammy award nominations and listing who nominated and the winners from certain specific hosts from each club, and the Troubadour was certainly one of those clubs. So
Wow.
this is pretty special. I'm so happy that we were one of the last live performances at the Troubadour before the big pandemic shutdown, which I do believe they are coming back. But
Oh, that's good.
I never know. I mean, things kind of took a hit. We teased about it, but we during the pandemic, but we prayed not that it wouldn't be the case. But it could have been one of the last live shows ever at the Troubadour if they didn't, come back. But
Absolutely. They were talking about it shutting down 6 months ago and, putting out the word that they may not be able to. And we're hoping that people are helping to support that legendary venue where Elton John and many people made their careers.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's how the movie Rocket Man. I mean, Rocket Man. That's a big part of that. It's early on one of the first things that launched Elton John's career was at the Troubadour, and so to have that be our last show in general, and also probably the last show at the Troubadour before the lockdown is a very special thing. So this is a full K four high res video shot on Red camera, which is like one of the industry kind of top cameras for shooting film, and it was shot and produced by Adam Labrie and his team, and he's done videos for Taylor Swift and major people. So to have his work is pretty high level. That's pretty high level work. People, generally, hire this guy for $50,000 to $100,000 to even do a video like this. And so
Wow.
the value of the video itself is far beyond.
Wow, that's incredible. So is this like a soundboard recording, or what kind of recording is with the music video, or is this just the master and then you've put the live performance
No,
to it?
no, this is actually straight up live from the board, and then
Wow.
I mixed it right here in my studio.
Oh, wow. Well, that's
Yeah.
really special. So you actually get two different versions of the song, the live from the video,
Yep.
super good quality, right?
Yep.
And then also the original master, and I'm assuming that was mastered. What? Yeah, you have a great mastering engineer. It looks like Sterling
Sterling. I
Sound.
mean, if you look up Sterling Sounds, they master all the major label records, and they're in New York, and so it's mastered
Wow.
by them.
Yeah, so that really means something because
Pretty epic.
everybody masters their own stuff in their studio now, and I don't know if I really trust it to, especially if you're doing it in the same environment that you mixed in. Like, how could you correct those deficiencies? It doesn't make sense to me, people
Yeah.
mastering their own music, honestly.
It depends. Everyone's got different levels of skill and things like that. I prefer not to do any mixing or mastering in general myself.
Yeah.
Uh, and so we have Andrew Whooper, who's our mixing engineer, and he did the last Justin Bieber album, which sold over 10 million records, multi-platinum. He's done Rihanna, he's done Katy Perry, everything. He's a major mixing guy, a really good friend of ours and part of the Robot Nature team. And so he mixed this song, and then he sent it to his people at Sterling. That's how it's his. That's his main mastering place,
Oh,
Sterling.
nice. That's great. Yeah, when you have a mixer that works with a mastering engineer and you have that team and they know each other, that's
Yep,
crucial. That
yep,
sounds incredible. So yeah, I'm seeing the credits here: Justin Bieber, Rihanna,
yep. It's
Katy
endless
Perry.
credit.
That's crazy.
He's got new stuff that's coming out right now. I think he's got a track right now that's number one right now on one of the charts that he just
Oh my
mixed.
God.
country.
He's got tons of Grammy nominations. He just had some recently from his
Wow.
last
Wow.
Grammy. Yeah, he's got Nico Moon. He did
Nico,
Nico
thank
Moon.
you.
He's done
Yep.
Anderson .Paak for and then Free National. Really, the Free Nationals mainly their record, and Anderson .Paak's part of that. Those are all more in the hip hop, alt genre right there. And then he's done rock records. He's done psychedelic, trippy, kind of trippy music. He's done pop, tons of pop. So he's got credits up the wazoo, and he's a really cool guy.
Wow,
So if you're
wow.
out there right now listening, or I'll send this link to him later, Andrew, shout out to you. Shout out to Rita for doing the artwork. She's a major artist. Her and her partner Owen have done art, together. She's done stuff with Disney for Warner Brothers, Mattel, so these concepts that we've come up with, and she's been able to execute them in, as you can tell, quite an amazing fashion.
No kidding. No kidding. Yeah, it's an exciting time. I mean, you guys, now it's like an hour and 30 minutes. So if there's anyone out there that wants to bid, it's time to get your soul ready, right? You got to bid with soul. We're still in this like early adopter phase where it's not necessarily like the easiest thing. And again, we're going to have credit cards and that kind of thing, and it's going to be really easy to buy NFTs, but these guys are getting in early, and hopefully they're going to be rewarded for that because they believe in the platform. And, I'm a big environmentalist, lunatic person. And so, I mean, is that something that matters to you guys? Like when it comes to NFTs, the fact that this is on a blockchain that isn't using mining and burning tons and tons of energy to sell your
Yeah,
NFT.
I think it's hugely important. I mean, to me, I'm personally, I don't eat meat. I'm a vegetarian. I'm very conscious of the environment and people and creatures. And so the fact that there's this additional bonus cause that's happening of energy conservation, which I'm really into in terms of, I'm really conscious of taking short showers and electricity, things like that, I think are a big deal to me. So that this is actually a really huge bonus to be part of this, to know that we're dealing with a proof of stake versus a proof of work type of situation. And we're not, doing all this mining that's like causing so much energy issues with Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff like that all over the world. So yeah, definitely matters. I'm sure it does to Richie as well.
Absolutely. I mean, really couldn't have said it better. It's not just the energy consumption that matters, but how we produce the energy, how we consume the energy is kind of what matters. And the fact that we're consuming less with Phantasma on the Phantasma blockchain is, I see it as a huge competitive advantage to many other marketplaces for NFTs, and really happy to be a part of it, and part of the revolution and the build.
Yeah, and it's nice to get in early with something like this and be a part of making it happen, right? And just by you guys doing this, that's going to hopefully inspire other people. They're going to see what you're doing and take the plunge. And so, I mean, it's not just what you're doing; it's being part of a bigger movement and building
Yes.
something with this. And you guys are pioneers, and so I really appreciate that you're taking the time to learn about this and to educate yourselves and to educate your fans too.
Well, speaking of pioneers, I mean, we're talking to one of the greatest pioneers of music NFT history right now, Jesse Goplin here. So we are in good hands, to say.
Strangely enough, yeah, I spent a couple of months thinking like nobody would ever make a music NFT, but yeah, no, it actually is really taking off. It's really exciting to see, and I mean, yeah, I'm working on a song right now actually where like one of the last lyrics I actually wrote it after I made that Soul Challenge video, but I was getting kind of despondent almost about it, and the lyrics are like, let me write a song just to hear it. There ain't no other reason anymore, and it's like, I mean, I really got down into the depths of the, feeling like, man, this is never going to catch on because musicians, we're just so used to getting screwed that we're just going to keep getting screwed. And we're just going to take it, and we're just, going to battle for the trinkets and the baubles that they'll give us or whatever, and not try to take matters into our own hands. But here you guys are, and this is just a dream come true for me to see you guys doing this.
No, it really, you said it really well. There's value that needs to be given back to the artist, and I'm so glad that artists are taking control and acknowledging that value and what it's worth, and the fact that like the NFT space, for example, and other things happening in the music industry, and how artists are maintaining their masters. And that's another great conversation to steer into a little bit, because one thing that Jesse also helped pave the way even for Robot Nature was understanding the copyrights. In the digital art world, where NFTs kind of have built a big buzz, we've had this kind of understanding that that's one of the biggest aspects of an NFT, is that you have proof of ownership and proof of sale, but the person who buys the NFT ends up being the sole owner often of that digital art piece, and therefore is sort of like the master rights holder. But in music, we're starting to pave the way where we are the master rights holder, and we still maintain our copyrights, but we're sharing a piece of that and at a higher sort of, quality in this case too. being that it's a 24-bit master wave file. So it's really interesting that it's evolving the way it is. And thank you, Jesse, also again for kind of paving that way and letting artists know that we should be in safe hands. We're not giving up the rights to sell our music when we sell an NFT. We're simply just making it a really awesome piece of history and merchandise, a way for artists to build, and once again bring that value.
Yeah, and you've got so many people involved in this. When you have a team like this, you've got a great mixer, great mastering engineer, artists. You even have a producer, right? I mean, you guys have the whole deal here, and I mean, to think that you could try to do something like that without maintaining the rights to your master is just laughable. I mean, people want to put together these crazy schemes or whatever, but like at the end of the day, it's got to work within what we have going on right now in the music industry. And it's nice to dream about the way it could be if we all like, did some weird, thing where we, sold the rights to or gave away the rights to our master, and then maybe we'd have smart contracts or something in the future. And who knows, that could be awesome. But for right now, the music NFT is about selling an NFT that represents music the same way we've always sold music. The difference is we just make it provably rare, and you can still add so much to it. Not just the music, but like what you guys done with the video. So you've got really like two one-of-ones in one here. This is a one-of-one song, but it's a one-of-one video, and that's unique as well. It's the same song. I mean, are you planning, you're going to release the song. Are you ever planning to release this video?
Yeah, it's meant to be on YouTube at some point in the near future, but we wanted to make sure that this was that this exclusive copy was out there first before everyone gets to watch, the basic YouTube that everyone else gets to have.
And that's the model, I mean, that I'm talking about here, right? Is because, I mean, that's the idea with NFTs, is that everybody gets to enjoy it, but one person gets to own it. You've implemented that here perfectly, right? Everybody can enjoy that on YouTube. And actually the person that owns it gets this additional bonus of hearing it first, but they also are the only ones that really own the 4K copy. Nobody else is going to have that. Am I correct?
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, and you could still send it out. Like maybe it should be in a TV show or a movie. It's such an awesome song,
Licensing, I'm sure. Yeah. When it comes to licensing, things like that, we're going to, of course, have to send out the WAV file for, studios and things like that. But that's just licensing,
Exactly.
It's not a collector's piece.
Those people don't own it. They can't do it. They can't sell it because they don't own it. They have a copy that they can use that you've licensed for that use in that movie, but that just makes that one-of-one more valuable. Right. Because now it's in a movie, now it's in a TV show or a commercial or whatever it is.
And then because it got well known, it brings the value up, and now the collector has their value going up.
Yeah, and you guys are the kind of band that would do something like that, let me just say.
I think we're on the path. I mean, yesterday was a pretty epic day over here. There's some pretty major meetings that went on yesterday, and
really? Can you give us any details?
Can't talk too much about the details, but it does involve the opening of the live music industry, a backup, and some pretty major bookings that are on the table that have been that were meant to be on the table last year that are coming back. They're new versions of those with the same agents and same people that are still gung-ho about Robot Nature and ready to launch us to some pretty big events coming up. I'll kind of leave it more vague like that for now because I like to not jinx anything till it's signed. But
I've seen your schedule, so I think I have a pretty good idea of the kinds of things you're talking about and the level of the shows. So
we're talking large audiences of 40 to 60,000 people and us playing those. So
and crushing it, of course, because your live shows are incredible. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like you guys are kindred spirits with what's going on here with Ghost Market. It's like, it's the best technology, it's the very best, but it's just, we're just early adopters, right? And so if I get this now, I know that this is going to be worth more because I believe in your career. That's what this is all about. We can all make money here, and by transforming music into an investment like art, if I just bought one of your CDs, no one would be able to know that, oh, maybe you only had 100 pressed. Maybe you could if you sign them or limited, I mean, that stuff does exist. But with this, it's provable, everybody can see there's only one.
There.
That's one of the greatest things, actually, is that, with the NFT world and the idea of the proof of ownership for the person who wanted to collect the digital collectible in this case, because they have that proof of ownership, as the artist, from the artist perspective, we can give value back to that on an ongoing stream of things because they still have that proof of ownership. So we might say, hey, any NFT holder of Robot Nature, you're invited backstage for this so and so show. You know what I mean? You can be very creative in this space, which I love. And it just, once again, it brings value both to the artist and to the, hopefully the NFT holder, the fan, the person that, is not only a collector, but hopefully, a future fan. And we get to see that, it's just kind of like being a specialty fan, if that makes sense. Or
Yeah.
I think in the music industry, often call them super fans in a way. But
Yep.
but it's really cool that we can engage that way and we can give back.
Yeah, because it's not a one-way street. Like if you make it, I'm gonna have something that if I win this, Negan, I'm gonna have something that that is worth a lot more, right? But actually, you guys are pretty much, I would say you're in the process of making it. I mean, I know what's going on, so I shouldn't say if or anything like that with you guys, but if an artist makes it, then the person, obviously is going to have something that's worth, maybe 100 times more or whatever, if that song's all over the radio. I mean, this song itself could end up a big hit, right? And then I have the one of it. Crazy.
Got a good feeling about this song. We've had some meetings with some pretty epic people in the radio industry and others that have said this might be the song. So.
And there should be nothing about an NFT that precludes you from doing that. That is so crucial because, I mean, for me, like if I get this and it becomes a huge hit, oh my God, that's a home run. Like, how could you ever want the artist to do anything that would preclude them from doing anything possible that song? They have to, maintain the rights because it's not just the artist. It's not like art, where it's just the artist involved. You got a whole team and there's going to be people who want to do this deal or that deal and you got to assign percentages for this or that. It gets extremely complicated. I'm sure you have managers or whoever to deal with that stuff, and it's just, it all is predicated on ownership of that master. And so, I mean, everything follows from that. So, that's just how it has to be. And I'm so glad that we're part of that revolution of keeping the rights for the artists and making music NFTs happen in the way that they have to, the only way that they can. Because
Absolutely
we need this bad.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those win-win situations for everyone involved because you've got incentivization of the NFT to raise in value by us sharing the song more out there in the world. So instead of devaluing the product, it's actually increasing the value of the product.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of insane how it's possible, but here we go. Welcome to the revolution.
I know, it's like the music industry has always been this like cutthroat, horrible place where people are just taken advantage of, right? But this is like the first true win-win-win situation. I mean, everybody wins in this, I believe,
I think so.
that there's just so much about it that is a game changer. So yeah, we got 1 hour and 21 minutes left. Maybe I should refresh this. Maybe people are taking the challenge here. We're up to, what is it? It's about $1,500, 2,700 SOL approximately.
Which is as Sol, and then again, as Sol goes up in value, then that goes up in value as well.
Right. So, yeah. So we could all
even more of a win. And that's another part of it is that as this platform itself grows, as people become more aware of it, and then as things become easier, like again, we're early adopters, but as you're mentioning, there's going to be credit cards and there's going to be other ways of getting these NFTs, and all these other people that have been trying to get this NFT on the next round will be able to, and that'll increase the amount of bids and thus increase the value of Sol itself. So again, if you're holding Sol, that's going to go up in value, and the NFT is going up in value. So everything's literally just increasing in value here somehow.
Mm-hmm. And everything you're doing is coming to fruition, and bringing hype to your band and the song. And yeah, I mean, it's an incredible thing to be a part of.
Not a bad deal. Yeah.
I talked with Scott Healy from Biscottini Trio early.
Oh yeah, we did that with them last week. So how was their because they started or in the morning, right? So it was, but they're in the middle of a 2-week, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got a ways yet. I think it might even be longer than that. Yeah, they're doing pretty well. But yeah, no, that was a really good conversation and everything. And they're going to be doing more. He just minted some. I don't know if he's got it up yet today. Do you guys know when you might be doing another one, or is this?
I'm definitely thinking about it now. I mean, I think Richie and I we'll talk about what the next offering could be. I know there's some really good making of footage that we have behind the scenes of the making of this song.
Wow.
So that's some pretty exclusive stuff right there. And there's also other songs that we have, and there's other making of, and there's other artwork. And so I think we could start doing this a little bit more regularly. I think this first one here was really just to kind of get a feel, to enter the zone, to be part of this early phase and just kind of get going. But I think now it's time to get more creative and think about what other offerings we can have in this music art community.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. And so, do you have a bunch of songs like in the can ready to go, or?
We do, we do.
Wow, nice, nice. Do you have like a whole album, or?
We definitely do. We have a
Wow,
couple albums worth of material, and a lot of it's not fully mixed or mastered yet. So I mean, we're in the process of building up this library anyway, because I think that's that kind of our next phase. I think we focused as a band initially on live performance as our main thing, which is kind of the opposite of what the way back in the day in the '70s, that's what people did. They used to perform and tour and do all this stuff, develop their sound, arrange the songs, change them based on the audience response, and then they'd get in the studio and track it all live and like crack a whole record in like a couple days, stuff like that.
yeah,
Go to those big studios. That's the old school way of doing it. These days, people are, producing first. They're coming up with the beat. They're doing one layer at a time. That's kind of the way things have been more in the modern music industry. And I think we kind of entered this project, Robot Nature, a little more old school. We came in, we met each other as a band, and we got right to live performance, and we did a lot of shows. A/B tested a lot of the songs. We had some demo and pre-production things, but we really didn't start putting out any music until at least after our first year and a half or two performing. And
wow,
so, and then we released some songs, and then now we've just kind of been in a bit of a COVID phase where the touring itself kind of slowed down. And so I think it's time for us to now get a lot of these songs that have done really well. We've done live shows with, we've done 15 songs, we've done hour and a half sets, we've done big festivals where a lot of these songs people are wondering, hey, when can we hear those? And I think so. I think our next priority is just getting a lot of the songs already that are performed and written, get those recorded, mixed and mastered, and a lot of them are kind of pretty close to done. And then also a lot of new songs we've been writing recently. We've been writing a lot and
wow.
starting to get those on the table too. So I mean, I'd say in the next couple of months, material-wise, we'll have enough for 3-4 albums, and then just start really dropping things out in different ways, in creative ways. I think there's, again, the mainstream market of Spotify and streaming and all that, but then there's also this new space that we're entering here with NFTs. And so I think there's a lot of creative stuff that can be done. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of the long
So,
and short of that.
do you write most of the songs on the guitar then, and then bring them to the band, or just get like an idea and then you guys flesh them out together? What's the process like for you guys?
It's always different. I mean, I think a lot of the songs before I met the guys, I had a lot of songs written that were just me, and I write sometimes a cappella. I write sometimes like in the car while driving, singing into my phone, and I'll hear the whole song in my head and be beatboxing and all sorts of things like that. Sometimes it's a guitar, sometimes it's a piano. But then when we started entering as a band together, it's a whole new dynamic of writing. Like, Richie right here will be on the piano, and we'll all be like in the kitchen doing something, and he's over there by himself, like in the middle of a break, and he just starts tinkling on the piano, and I'll like run back in and be like, yo, play more of that. That could be how a song starts. He's got this amazing progression. It just sounds awesome. Or he has some cool sound he finds on a synthesizer, because he does a lot of synth work too. I mean, he's a piano and synth guy. So he'll play progression on the piano or some synths, and I'll just suddenly be like, keep going. And I'll pull my phone out and start recording and start freestyling vocals on top of that. Or I might start, and then maybe our drummer will come back in. And are you about to say something?
Oh, you just gave a really good idea. We have like countless rehearsal hours on iPhone recording, and
Yeah.
just that sort of behind the scenes.
So many.
Oh man.
I mean, like countless hours almost.
Yep.
That's
So that's the kind of like, songwriting is always different. Sometimes I'm thinking of an idea, and I'll think of an idea or a concept for something I want to say. It might be a message for the world, and then around that, lyrics and melodies will come, and it won't even be musical yet, and so it might be poetry first. And so it's always different. It depends on the song, it depends on the inspiration, depends on how it goes.
totally. In fact, I think this particular song, "Take the Big Love," may have started on you in your car beatboxing and kind of coming up with a melody yourself. Is that true? I forget if this. I kind of feel like this song one day, it was actually one of two songs, one that will come out later too, that he came with, and I was like, oh my gosh, Deepak, we have to do this.
Yeah,
song.
no, this song, I was in my car for sure, and there was two song ideas that came within about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And one of them is "Take the Big Love," where I beatboxed. What happened to?
Who's Jesse? Oh no, maybe he's still with us because.
No, he's not. I don't see him on the screen.
Are we still live on YouTube?
But we're still live on YouTube, so I'll just keep talking about the song. But I want Jesse to hear it because he's asking about it. But it's okay. He can watch his own video on YouTube later. But anyway, I was beatboxing in the car and
The
came
way
up.
that looks though, in the middle there, is that like a robot coming together? Do you see
Hang
what I
tight. Yeah. There we go. Hold on. Just took a big screenshot. Anyway, so there was there's two song ideas that kind of came out of nowhere, and it was a beatboxing idea in the phone and everything, and then the whole song and the melody all came, and I actually was on my way to one of my songwriting partners' house, Kevin Dowling, that we call Gandalf. He's the wizard, and so I went there, and then we spent about 4 hours and basically crafted both of these songs. And one of them's called Take the Big Love, which is here now. And the other one's called Anything Tonight, which is in the process of being produced as we speak. And so those two songs literally just came out of nowhere. And they're both, I think, pretty magical songs that just kind of like, there was like a burst of inspiration. Sometimes it just kind of happens. You can't really predict that kind of stuff. So then I went to the studio and basically did a whole demo of it myself, laid down all the instruments, did all the programming and the bass and all that kind of stuff, and then brought it to the band. And then we became a big band song. So that's different. Than not all the songs are like that. That just happens to be how that song was. Sometimes we bring the acoustic version and then we come up with, and then we just start figuring out all the music together. So again, sometimes Jesse comes up with a beat and he starts grooving, and then that kind of happens. And then depending on whoever else is there, there's we're in the moment right now of shifting and expanding the band a bit. So I'm excited for new creative ventures. And so
Yes.
we'll see what happens next. Kind of keep that at that for now. But what happened to Jesse?
Did Jesse text us here? I think he might have.
Let's see.
My internet just died. There is no coming back at the moment, and I am sorry about that.
Okay.
So we're still live. Maybe we'll wrap this up then. I guess
think we'll wrap it up because
meant to be.
I got a little session coming up right here, and I'm excited. But yeah, we got about an hour and 12 minutes left. It's almost 2:22. And the NFT ends at the auction ends at 3:33. So whoever's out there watching this, good luck. Hope that you walk away with this thing. It looks like that Jesse, who is not with us at the second, is pretty determined to get this thing, and we will find out what happens in about an hour and 12 minutes.
Unless someone does that sneaky bid, but we do have that 10-minute. What is it called again? The 10 minutes sort of backup time if someone bids within the last 10 minutes. There's an additional 10 minutes.
Really? So they can just start going. You can keep bid warring it for a while. Can it keep going?
It's like a safety net for like I guess if there was this sort of bidding war at that moment. So.
All right. Well, good luck, everyone out there. I mean, that's a short amount of time left. It is 2:22 right now. It is 2:22.
Beautiful. Perfect.
So this auction ends in 1:11 in an hour and 11 minutes at 3:33. That's a lot of crazy numbers right there. That's nuts. But anyway, Jesse, looks like Jesse, our host, his internet went out. Sometimes those things happen, but we're keeping the YouTube going here. And we're going to say bye to everybody out there. And thanks for having us. We're Robot Nature here with House of NST, Ghost Market, and the Phantasma blockchain. And excited to be a part of the NFT revolution.
Shout out.